Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
It's time for the 411 breakdown. That's right. Power.
Yeah.
First off with Faye, Renee, Season 2, Episode 2, Great Consequence. Let's get at it. Okay, y'all, we're picking up where we left off last week, where Chewie had just got dead by Tommy Gun Tommy, and Tommy and Jannard are now meeting up and arguing a little bit about it. Tommy feels like he's laying down a law and that everybody better respect his decision no matter what. And Diamond's take is, you know what, Tommy, that's one thing, but I done told you before, you wrong, Tommy. Let's make money, not the beef. I think that Diamond is right. Let's make the money, not the beef. Gee. Of course, Tommy pretends to get in line with Diamond's thinking, but Tommy did exactly what he wanted to do, killing the hell out of Chewie. Y'all better believe that. And now Lieutenant DeFranco arrives to the scene and recognizes Chewie as a CBI member. And he asks a homeless saxophone player there, got a little shopping cart. His name is Chicken Wayne. He said, "What's up, Chicken Wayne?" And Chicken Wayne said, "I ain't no snitch." But after the Lieutenant DeFranco pays him a few bucks or so, Chicken Wayne said, "Okay, I tell you what, Lieutenant, I'm going to tell you this one thing. Chewie was a pancake. He flipped on CBI and he went to treason, and that's all she wrote." Later on, Tommy finds Vic in the street looking stupid and drunk again. And Tommy really was only there to get info on who in the Flynn clan might have killed his Liliana. And Vic said, "I don't know, but when I do find out, I'll let you know." Now you know he ain't gonna never tell Tommy shit about his sister Claudia took out Liliana, all right? Y'all, I have to stop here to say more than ever. This Power Book 4 has so much humor in it. These writers that I forget sometimes that this is some serious shit subject matter going on. I do, I really do. But anyway, Tommy says his goodbyes to Vic and walks away. And Vic hollers out, "Say, Tommy, do you know who Daddy Dahlia in the street?" And Tommy looked back and said, "Nah, but when I find out, I'll let you know." Too funny, y'all. Back at Jannard's treason camp, Jannard has to deliver the bad news to his crew that Chewie got dead and that his brother Diamond was not responsible for it. Of course, they all knew that, and they also all knew it was that crazy white boy Tommy that did it. Understandably, Jannard's crew is quite upset and they want revenge because they was tight with Chewie. And Jannard said, "Cut the bullshit. Tommy is not the fucking priority here. Getting this money is. So you insubordinate ass niggas need to fall back. And I'll tell you how we handle Tommy later." That was another good line. This show was crazy. Now, you know what I think? I think Jannard is going to have a come to Jesus moment in a couple of episodes. I don't think dead, but he's going to soon realize just how stupid he's been. It's like the Merc got it like that. I don't understand that. This Merc literally owns Jannard by the virtual black balls between his legs. So, wow. Later on, Jannard looks cowardly when he's walking down the street and he visits his girlfriend, and she's really cool. Her name is Shantae. She's the dealer that runs the gym. She tells Jannard, "I already heard about all that trouble you having with treason." And she gave him a nice package, big fat package of money. She said, "You can take this and pay off Miguel. It's a loan." She said, "You need to keep the Connect happy." And she also advised his stupid ass, "You better try to gain the respect of your treason crew. Because word on the street is a lot of them just think you a straight pussy. Really, they think he's a pussy leader. And all of them thinking about the fact that, damn, Jannard." And get this, Jannard also has found out that Tommy and Diamond beat him to the punch, and they already have expanded their territory into Gary, Indiana. Y'all don't know that's right next door to Chicago. Dumb. Jannard is not a good leader, period. But for now, Jannard is so happy with the money his girl loans him, and they discuss what they have for dinner. And Jannard decides he's going to have a big plate of Shantae for dinner. Ooh, lots of sex on this show. Sex. Yep, but none yet for Tommy Gun Egan. Not yet. Now, 20 minutes into the show, and Diamond's big ass pain shows up to the barbershop. The PO officer Reeves. He came in big and large, checking up on Diamond and shit, but he was impressed with Diamond's barbershop. But he tries to call Diamond out and embarrass him, flipping out a plastic little jar so that Diamond can give him a piss test on the spot. Damn. Right in front of Tommy and all of his customers. But that boy Diamond is way too cool to be shook up by bullshit. Diamond said, cool. He walked away. He texts Tommy, go ahead alone and meet up with Miguel and drop the money. You know, they got to keep up with they connect too. So all this shit was cool. Now Tommy goes over to the connect by itself, meets Miguel. Everybody happy to see Tommy because he got a big ass bag of money. A big, big fucking bag. Everybody smiling. Just then, Miguel's biggest enemy in the world, them damn Serbs, showed up with guns blazing. Woo! Tommy, of course, helps his connect out, the Mexicans and Miguel. He joins in the shootout with the Serbs, and everybody is blazing automatics. And Tommy even takes a slight hit to his side. I was like screaming, no, you hit Tommy. But of course, the beautiful nurse sister Maria patches him up. Now, while she's patching Tommy up, Tommy is playing like he's just almost knocked out from the pain. But Tommy overhears valuable information. He hears Miguel's crew planning that they're meeting up at 2 o'clock the next day to collect a shitload of drugs direct from the cartel. I mean, a van full. Wee. And now Miguel's grandmother hears of the trouble. She's an OG. She shows up and meets up with her grandson Miguel, and she tells him, do not trust that white boy Tommy. Miguel says, I don't really trust him, but he does a great job, Grandma. He's a great earner. So Tommy really is not my problem. It's them damn Serbs. I need to get them Serbs off my back. But little does he know. She tells him, you need to take a step back. You need to take this up a notch in the chain. And the chain up from Miguel is one of the chiefs in the damn cartel. His name is Che, C-H-E. So he goes to speak with this Che later at a nice little Mexican nightclub. And Che forbids Miguel. He says, you are not going to retaliate against the Serbs. He said, that's going to affect everything. With our people and the drugs and the connection coming from Mexico. He said, and if you do that shit, I'm going to kill your sister Maria. So you understand me? Miguel is like, damn, I ain't never had a motherfucker put me in my place. Miguel said, I understand. And he agreed and he left it alone for now. Because he would never do anything that would endanger his beloved sister Maria. Seriously, he would. Meanwhile, Crazy Tommy beats it back across town and he hits Diamond to the dirt he found out about the shipload. And they devise a hell of a plan to rob the shipload that Miguel's crew is going to pick up. Oh my God. Okay, the day of the big play comes up against Miguel and the Serbs. Tommy goes to meet at Diamond's place and accidentally walks in on Diamond, getting it on like a big dog with his girl. She's an old CO he knew from before. And Tommy says, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was ass o'clock. Who was writing this stuff? It was hilarious. I'm sorry. So Tommy and Diamond leave and execute part one of the plan. They go and kill off a couple of well-known Serbian gangster gang members. Part two follows shortly. They pick up the bodies and Tommy and Diamond go to the drop-off point and surprise and kill everybody on the Connect meetup. They kill Miguel's 2 or 3 men, the distro people that bought the drugs. They kill them all. And they place the fresh killed Serbian bodies at the scene to look like the Serbs did it. That damn Tommy is smart. Well, when Miguel arrives to the carnage and he sees all his latest shipment drop gone poof, and his pickup man, they dead too. He also recognizes the Serbs laying around the trucks and they dead. He's like, fuck everybody. This is war. That's what Tommy wanted. I mean, that gives Tommy and Diamond great leverage in the Chicago game. Nobody would ever suspect the play that Tommy and Diamond just pulled off. So now we're going to see how this war that's coming up plays off. Hello. So now earlier down at the docks of Lake Michigan, Walter Flynn is making another stupid deal with another Irish Connect. And they're trying to get Walter and his clan to sell off a bad batch of pills. And Flynn is like, we can't give this to our people. And the guy's like, do whatever you need. You got to earn this money for us. We don't want to lose. So dumb, desperate Daddy Flynn comes up with a wacko plan. Walter says we should have this shit sold on the south side, which is all black, of course. I'm like, what? And it's an epic play. Take it right out of The Godfather. Y'all remember that scene when the 5 families got together and decided to push dope and coke everywhere. And they said it openly. Don't put it in our neighborhoods, quote unquote, give it to the niggas and let them kill themselves. Damn, new day, same shit. And Walter Flynn tripping to try to make that play today. Meanwhile, another dumb Flynn, Claudia, is sleeping with Brendan Doyle. But she kind of slick. He's doing that to get info and find out what does the main Irish cartel have on her dad. And you know this Doyle gave it up after Claudia gave it up. He says, I'll tell you this, Claudia, the Flynn organization is not even going to be a threat if your dad don't start making more money. They will chop your father's fucking head off. Wow. Claudia's dad comes to meet her that day and he discusses that he wants her to run those pills through the South Side because he knows she did the Dahlia thing, but he wants her to bring her crazy ass brother Vic into it. But Daddy Flynn favors Vic because he believes this whole business is best run by a man. Daddy Flynn is just a super old school chauvinistic clown. So anyway, Daddy Flynn is successful in talking Claudia into helping him lead his new drug adventures to the South Side. I'm South Side. Back to Dum Dum Vic the son. Vic, y'all, I am so disappointed in him. Vic walks his drunk ass into a liquor store, goes to the back of the store to get a blowjob by a streetwalker he meets, and the owner calls the police. Vic gets away, but eventually he gets arrested because when they pull Vic over, the popo, he takes his overprivileged ass out the car and he says, "You know who I am? I'm Victor Flynn." And they tased his ass and arrested him on the spot. But Richie Rich Vic, he got connections. He was out that evening. Of course, when Daddy Flynn found all this out about the arrest, he was waiting for Vic outside the police station when they released him. And they had the craziest fucking conversation between Daddy Flynn and Vic. Don called himself trying to apologize for killing Vic's girlfriend, Gloria, and trying to explain he really didn't have much longer to live. I really need your help, son, for the family. Vic is like, are you out of your goddamn mind? Go and ask Claudia to do your shit. I'm not doing it. He then goes into detail and asks Vic specifically to help him dump the pills on the South Side, saying shit like, we're going to expand the business, Vic. Most people over there, they munch opioids like candies. Vic laughed and said, hold up, Dad. You forgot my girlfriend was black. This shit was perfect. But then his father told him, you don't understand. And then Vic said, you don't understand. Do you honestly think Tommy, Jannard, and Diamond gonna just let us waltz over to the South Side and sell our shit like it's 1925 just so you can crown yourself king of the goddamn South Side? Finally and reluctantly, Vic did agree to do it, but only if Doc kicked his sister Claudia out of the equation. Meanwhile, Claudia is really mad that Doc took the job back that he had given her and gave it to his favorite boy, Flynn, Vic Flynn. And she said, Doc, Vic doesn't even have any balls. And Daddy Flynn said, you, Claudia, you don't have any fucking balls. Maybe you're the man to whomever you take to bed, but you're not a man, and you never will be. He's a chauvinistic bastard, whether she is gay or not. She got more balls than that motherfucking Vic. Okay? Anyway, later, sure enough, Vic is out drunk again. Okay, what did I just say? Claudia, right? And this time he's at Gloria's graveside and he tells her he really is dedicated to her. His loyalty is only to Gloria, that he only rejoined his daddy's organization so he can rip him apart from the inside out. Well, I didn't know that. And you know what? I believe him. I believe he's going to do it. And I also believe that in the end, the Flynns would turn on each other and take out Daddy Flynn, at least Daddy Flynn and Claudia. Watch and see. Finally, some real horrible shit happened as a consequence of Tommy killing Chewy. Turns out Chewy's buddy had a code of honor too, just like Tommy's with Liliana, and he went after Tommy. This guy found Tommy sitting in front of his car outside a little grocery store, eating real good in his car, and he lit Tommy's car up. Woo! Tommy careened, got away unscathed, but it left the family in shambles. An 8-year-old girl caught a stray bullet and died at the scene. She was merely walking down the street with her mother and brother after grocery shopping. And this Lieutenant DeFranco got the call. He showed up to the scene, bent over the little girl. He thought it was pitiful too, and he noticed that the superintendent of police was there. He then dialed Stacy, okay? Remember the USA. He called her and said, this child's death is not a good look for CPD. So, Stacy, I do think you will get your task force after all. Wow. Now, y'all know this show was called Great Consequence. And that is the great consequence of the street game. It's hip, it's colorful, powerful, and ugly. And people die. We having fun on the show. I'm having a lot of fun. But that baby getting shot, that part kind of messed me up. However, at times, that is the life in the streets right here in Chicago. Sad but true, awful but real. And it is because of the power, powder, and respect. They want that money. All right, now if you like this video, please hit the like button and share. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please hit that red subscribe button once and check the little bell once. I won't bug you, but you will be reminded the next time I drop a one-of-a-kind hot video from Reviews with Faye Renee. And remember to check our social below. We are everywhere. I'll see you all right back here next week for a brand new First Off with Faye Renee
Have you
Power
ever
Breakdown Review.
felt
And that's
Are
it,
you
that's all.
listening?
This is Faye Renee. Bye.
Damn.